So a recent example where I used dynamic facilitation was to facilitate a Parks and Recreation Department advisory board annual retreat. So this is a county-wide government agency here in Washington State, and the commission of the county appoints this advisory board, who are people from the public and business and whatnot, to provide public oversight to the department. So at their annual retreat, they were looking at this complex funding situation the organization is in. And like many government organizations, they're in a situation where there is huge demand and an increase in demand for their services. More and more people want to use parks and trails, and there's less and less revenue. So much of the agency's revenue is sort of what's left over after the county pays for everything else. And that's, changes year to year and is less and less each year as the county receives less and less revenue from things like sales tax. So the group, in being supported in a dynamically facilitated way, began really looking at that issue and understanding the data and how the agency had gotten there. And their initial responses were, of course, one of two solutions. The first solution would be, we have to cut back our services. Let's close some parks, let's close some trails, and that will make the difference. Or conversely, let's raise taxes, increase our revenue, and that will solve the problem. We can continue to meet the demand by raising our revenue and increasing taxes. The issue with raising taxes in this situation is that they would have to go to the voters and ask for their approval to raise taxes. So there were concerns all the way around with either of those options. And the first breakthrough was somebody saying, hey, we could kind of do both. We could scare the public into thinking we're going to close parks, and that will get them to vote to increase their taxes to save their parks. So, let's head out of here and put an article in the paper to say we're going to close their favorite park, and then we'll launch our campaign to raise taxes. And we were getting near the end of the meeting, so it seemed like that was kind of the outcome the group was coming to. So in the last 10 minutes of the meeting, I asked everyone, what their thinking was about that and where they all were with it, and it sounded like this is where they were going. And one person was very quiet, and I said, what's going on for you? And he said, if we were in our normal meeting and we were going to vote on this, which is what we normally do, I would be the only one voting no. I can't support this. It would be 8-1.